Now, a Cumbrian adventurer has completed the impressive feat of climbing England's mountains in the fastest known time. 32-year-old Laurie Crayston from Frizington beat his own record, hiking around 528 miles and climbing more than 164,000 feet. And that was across 192 mountains. That is impressive indeed. And Laurie can tell us more about this challenge. Laurie, thank you so much for talking to us today. First of all, tell us what your time was, how quickly you completed all of that. And secondly, what was it like? Because I guess you're just competing against the clock and yourself ultimately, really.
Thank you very much for having me on. So it took me 25 days, 8 hours and 4 minutes. It was a race against time throughout, but I think the hardest part was just knowing from the start how far I had to go, and it was just a constant sort of battle of the mind to keep putting one foot in front of the other, really, and try not to think about the big picture and just keep moving forward.
It's an incredible challenge to take on. I guess the obvious question on everybody's lips is why, Laurie? Why take on that magnitude of challenge? Because, like you said, it would have been tough.
So I'd done the Wainwrights, and the sort of next level up I figured was all the mountains in England. I'd found the Wainwrights to be a fantastic way to see the Lake District, and I figured that the mountains of England would be a fantastic way to see more of the country.
You said it was tough. What were the most difficult parts? The distance, the weather, just mentally the challenge of keeping going? What for you was the most difficult aspect, Laurie?
So definitely the weather on occasions. I had all 4 seasons throughout the challenge. I think the coldest temperatures I faced were about -6 at one point, and there was sideways hailstones, there was all kinds of winter weather. But I think injuries were the hardest and lowest points for me, whether it was sort of Achilles tendonitis flaring up, or I have a muscle tear in my lower left leg as well. Just things like that. Once they cropped up, just wondering whether or not they'd get worse, and if they did, would I be able to complete the challenge, and just having to sort of continue through that pain, as I say, one foot in front of the other. That was probably the hardest part.
And you made it through, Laurie. We could talk to you all day about this. We are a little limited on time. I'd love to hear more, but I also want to know, Laurie, what your next challenge is. Surely you must have something that you've thought up and are preparing for, maybe?